All right, guys, we're back on the channel here. First video back, and we have Phil over here with Project Philthy.
So it's been a while since people have seen it. Not people I know, but people that watch this. We finished it up almost a year ago, right? Been pretty close. Dino's was November. We're getting close. We're early September now, so about 10 months ago. Just gonna give you an update, because if you did see it, you saw that it wasn't completely finished, and we had a little trouble here and there, but tell you kind of some of the things we fixed and also some of the things we hadn't finished. When we left, there was quite a bit that was unfinished. Wiring, AC, it didn't look unfinished, but it was, and I've gotten a lot of that cleaned up and working, including the air conditioning. Gotta have that. But before we go to Good Guys with it in a few weeks, we're gonna buff it one more time. Although the paint still looks really good, I got a little overzealous in my garage.
What happened?
Well, I got a bunch of speed shine, which Dad is okay with putting it on there. But when it would get a little dirty, kind of like it is now, I just put it on there and wipe it off, which, you know, technically puts very fine scratches in it. It looks great, but it's not up to Dad's speed. So we're gonna buff it again. And then we have decided, I don't know if you've seen these trucks, I know most people have, but they have a piece of trim that looks like this.
Oh yeah,
It goes all the way down the side. And I was kind of on the fence at first about putting it on. You know, all along I wanted the OE or factory vibe. So I have decided to put it on. We're kind of waiting on that for the final buff, just to make it a little easier. Other than that, there's still a few things undone inside, like cigarette lighter, power hasn't been wired up. The interior lights on door switches haven't been wired up. But for the most part, it's about done. We got to finish the exhaust all the way out. I don't know if you remember, but it just kind of comes over the over the rear end.
Back of the axle.
Yeah, and the sound, it makes it a little louder like that. That part doesn't bother me, but when you kind of drive in a little bit more rural area, what it does is it makes the dust come up. So every time you get done driving it, it's not real bad, but it's a little bit dirty on the back.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if you went through the car wash and then went for a ride, and it was, you know, being dried off by the air, whatever, the rear of it may just have a little dust to it, but it'll sound cool once we get it all done. Keenan's supposed to finish that up the next week or so. But for those of you who hadn't seen it, I'll show you some things. One thing that I thought was awesome, might be my favorite part, is the interior. So again, I wanted to keep it looking as factory as possible. This was my grandfather's truck that he bought brand new in May of 1997. So to me, I wanted it to still look like that. That's why it's still that color. It had a blue interior originally, but we still wanted to give a more modern day flair vibe to it, but still not go too far.
I love it, dude. The inside looks amazing.
Yeah, PG.
The color looks great.
PG did awesome. Of course, Casey had painted a lot of these panels. They're getting kind of hard to find because these trucks were real bad about having a bad dash. So they're starting to get hard to find. They're getting popular, but we were able to find a nice one. And everything turned out great. I love the seats. They cut to fit me. You know, I always felt really tall in these trucks. They're not real big, like, you know, your newer trucks.
Yeah.
And PG was able to take enough out of it, but yet it's still so comfortable. I love how I sit, and it feels good driving in it. So I love the interior. That's one of my favorite things. Another thing that we've done, you can see how low it is. So it's got Ride Tech coilover kit all the way around. It sits pretty low, really kind of lower than advertised. I know you and I kind of talked about that before.
Yeah, I think it looks aggressively good, but I didn't know how it rides as far as.
Oh, it rides wonderful, man. We'll have to go for a ride, take you for a ride in it for sure.
Okay.
You didn't get a whole lot of chance when we went to Dino's, just the way everything worked out. I think you rode like 4 miles or something.
Well, I'm the smallest guy, so usually they put me in the smallest space.
Yeah,
and we had a couple
you're in the back of the truck.
We had Zach with us, so it was Sasquatch, you know.
Speaking of small spaces, so we did about 2,000 miles on that trip, right, roughly? Probably a little north of that, maybe 2,200. I don't know the exact number. And right now, it has about 4,500 miles on it total, so I have been driving it. My wife and I took a fairly quick trip up to Windstar. It's not too far from us, like hour and a half.
Right.
Just stay the night. So, you know, she's like bougie, she's packing all this stuff, and I'm kind of like watching her, wondering where she's gonna put it all, because you're not gonna put it in the back of the truck, right?
Especially
her overnight bag. Yeah,
Sandy, that.
Her overnight bag, it doesn't even qualify as a carry-on. It's dirty, but the bed, there is more man hours inside of that bed than probably any other one area of the truck, you know?
All right, Phil, show us what you're working with under the hood here.
Yeah, that's where most people want to know about.
That's an interesting hood release there.
Well, there's a couple reasons we did that. So my main goal, besides keeping it factory looking, was I wanted everything very hidden. So in these trucks, the release came up against and went through the fire over here on the side.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to keep that area really clean. I wanted it to almost seem like there isn't any wiring, you know? That's another thing, much like the bed, I spent a lot of man hours on the wiring. I cut and, you know, made and did all these different things, other wiring harnesses, plus my own flair on things, and it turned out really nice as far as that goes.
Yeah, because even though your truck was being built here at KC's, you did a lot of the work yourself too, including the wiring. Yeah,
for sure. Absolutely, and you know, with help from lots of friends, man, this was one of those, like, it takes a village, you know, especially at the end, as you know. I think you probably even helped, you know? Yeah. Everybody did. But just a little bit about the motor. It's a 6.2 LT. It's got a Whipple supercharger on it. It's got a cam. I think it's Brian Tooley's Stage 3 LT4 cam.
Yeah, those always sound so good on these motors.
It does sound pretty good. I'm really, really happy with it. Because to me, like, I fell in love as a kid with a sound. Not a specific car, but just the cam, that chopping sound, you know? So to have one that doesn't do that, I don't know. It just takes away a little bit of it for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. So.
Yeah. But it's a T56 6-speed, which is fun. That makes it real fun, right? But what do you think?
Well,
take it for a ride?
Yeah, I think we should go take it on the road, see what it's like.
Let's wash it though real quick, because it is pretty dirty. You would think I would get a discount over here. I like this $9 wash. That's actually the one he set up for himself. So it's like 2 runs of the pre-soak, which is awesome. How is it I don't even get a discount? Is it because it's already so cheap?
I should probably actually charge you more.
Why? I worked on this car wash. I have slaved over here.
You done?
I'm done. I'll call Casey Girl. Bye.
Alright, bye.
Well, I tried. Hey, will you sell me $9 to reimburse me for this car wash?
Yes.
Oh, really? I guess that's the trick. You just got to know who to call. So I do have one serious question. How do I not get a discount over here?
Where?
I would at the car wash. I would complain, but the one by my house is like, seriously, the lowest wash is like $15. They're like, you know, good one is 26 or something.
Yeah,
No, I don't know that you can actually find one cheaper than here. So I guess I'll let it slide.
Let it slide this time.
There's one time. Bye. you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it feels great.
I love it. It's kind of like driving a go-kart, like with the rack and pinion steering. It's like the best upgrade you could do to this thing, I guess.
Now, did you ever drive one of these stock?
Oh man, I've owned, I want to say 5, but if I thought about it, it may be more. So my very first truck was a 69 Chevrolet that
Okay.
I never finished. You know, Casey got his green truck. Well, wasn't green then, but he actually got his going. I never got mine. So technically my very first truck that I drove was a 90, which is the same body style as the square dash, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was a 5-speed 350, and you know, to a 16-year-old, that thing was about as fun as it gets, you know.
I bet.
Yeah.
Man, that is awesome, dude.
It's fun, dude. It's almost too much fun. You know what I mean? Like, could easily tear it up. I mean, I immediately turned 15 years old whenever we turned that corner. You know what I mean? It's just like, all bets are off. I'm that guy. My wife rides with me, she's probably like, oh God, he's being that guy. Yes, I'm that guy.
Oh, I'm that same guy.
A little different than it was when we went to Arizona.
Yeah, it seems a lot smoother.